close that shit. Well, hello everyone. Just getting set up. Alrighty. Right there. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to Gadfly Herald. And I'm just going to be posting the link on X so that we can have that ready. And right now we're just going to be 8:30 posting on X and getting ready for the LA City Council meeting Friday, 8:30, 2024. So careful, baby girl. That's not a very good seat to be stepping on. Yeah, that's not very good. Come off. Hop off. Hop off. Nope. There you go. Don't be jumping up there. Slow baby. Okay. So, via YouTube, Gadfly Herald, live. Cool. So, I've posted the link on X, and we are technically live. So basically, this is how it's going to go. I'm watching the live LA City Council meeting from the link, which I think I'll post in the chat here. Let me see if I can post this in the chat. Shoot. Copy link. Whoa. Okay, so I've just done a little bit of trolling on the X accounts that are belonging to city employees. They've just recently made a post. It looks like the city clerk just posted about the committee meeting, which is really funny because there's about to be a city council meeting. So why not include information for the city council meeting? I just think it's a little bit funny. They're like, oh, we're helping promote information, but really, you guys are not. A special meeting of the planning and use management. Such fucking bullshit, dude. Okay. So yeah, follow me on Gadfly Herald on X, Substack, and obviously YouTube. It's just interesting to me that they'll post about a committee meeting, which you can't call in on. Apparently, they changed the rules. And they also took their comments, made their comments off, turned their comments off. So it's just funny to me. Very, very funny. Anyway, welcome to Gadfly Herald City Council meeting coverage. We have been live for about 6 minutes, just getting set up. And right now, from what I can see, I wish I could share my screen. Is there a way to do that? Oh, there is a way to do that. Okay. So what we're going to do is have it like this. My live stream here. And then the city council meeting here. And then can I share my screen? Let me turn the chat down. I'm still trying to figure out what's happening here. Okay, so can I share my screen? Oh yeah, I can. Cool. Does that work? Oh, yay, look at that. That's great. That's fantastic. So I didn't even know you could do that. That's great. Okay. Whoa. Let's do it. Can we do picture in picture? New mini player? Oh, it's okay. It's just going to be like that. All right. Just trying to get my situation. Just trying to get my situation. There we go. All right, that's going to be it. That's going to be the best that we can do. So, yeah, I actually like this. We have now 17 people watching. It's on the regular stream. And you can see they play this bullshit. Just the bullshit. Constant bullshit. Let's have that. Does that work? Is that better? Okay, so now you can see my X there. I think we're going to do it like this. Have my screen like that. Okay. Now it's just that video and my video. Perfect. We are learning. This is a learning process right here. So, as you can see, They're just running their little like bullshit there. And what I'll end up doing is I'm going to call in on my phone. We'll be listening through the phone so that you can get an idea of what it feels like to call in to LA City Council. And, we're going to work with that right now because that's what we're going to do today. So you guys can see what it feels like to call in, the process of dialing in, and also just how they behave. The scrambling of the calling roll, that's one thing, one behavior. The muting of people when they're not supposed to be muted. The unmuting of people when they're not supposed to be muting. So, like, one person will be speaking, and then suddenly someone who's waiting on the line will be unmuted so that their background noise actually interferes with the sound coming into the council and interrupts the speakers speaking. And oftentimes it will be during very heated times when they're saying something important, like a policy name or number, stuff that they don't want on record that could be easily searched through, like a keyword search. So that's kind of where these behaviors come into play. And now that we're just kind of getting set up, I think I'm going to step away for a moment, let this run until it comes back. And then when it does come back, we'll come back to it. So just hang tight. We're still waiting together. There's nobody in the chat. Nobody's needing any attention. So, we're just going to run. We're just going to go with it. Most of this live is for documentation purposes and so that we can just kind of start getting these lives regular, start showing City Council that somebody is on the other line. These are people on the other line, and we're going to hold them accountable through the ways and means that we know how to, which is social media, word of mouth, and just going and showing up. Showing up to these meetings, being present, being active, and really like providing the council with a perspective, a public perspective, because these people have been in government for a long time. A lot of them have been just like their career has been in the government. Maybe they've lost touch. And so it's good to show them that there's other people on the line who take interest in these issues. We could talk about the agenda. And actually, I am going to go to the agenda here so you can see it. clerk.lacity.gov. They had it .org, and it still works if you type in .org. So when you go to clerk.lacity.gov, you can scroll down and city council meetings, city council committees. You could click on these. If you go past this highlight, you'll see current and upcoming meetings. That's the button to push to watch live on YouTube. That's where we're at here. This is for Spanish. The SAP, that's for Spanish. This is for English. If you click these dots, you'll find the HTML agenda for today. And so they have this little information about the teleconference. Don't know why it won't let me scroll. This is the information you would need if you wanted to go in person. And then this is the information you would need if you wanted to provide a written comment. So if you want something to go onto the council file, specifically your written comment, you could put that into the council file, and that will actually bring you to the council file management system, which I think I'll cover in a different, I think I'll need to cover this in a different video. So basically when you push that button, take you to the public comment form for written comment, and then that written comment is going to be sent to the council file management system. And that is where all of the council files, contracts, agenda, referral, ordinances, all kinds of stuff can be found in this council file management in my computer. It's a very old a very old program. So basically, look, they're even going to do intermittent changes. They already did them, but they still have this shit up. So yeah, that's going to be where your council comment actually goes on to the record. And you can search all kinds of stuff. So like, you can see my most recent search, vaccine proof, takes you to all the different vaccine proof related ordinances. And so you can look all the way down and just see all of the vaccine proof related. And you said it's like a keyword search, you know? Like when you put, so this is the one that I'm always concerned about right here. COVID vaccine requirement, eligible individuals, indoor spaces, Vax Up LA. That's the one I'm always concerned about. So this is how you would search, keyword search. And you can do resolutions only, council vote only, all those. Very interesting. So that's how they use, that's the system that they use. Now there is an updated system, council file management system, but it sucks. I suspect that's the side that they want the public to use, but this is the best one. And, you know, just go ahead and save that right there. So yeah, that's where your comment will go to. And honestly, that's how these council members navigate these ordinances. So now we are on the agenda. I don't need that. We're on the agenda, and it says here, public input at city council meetings. An opportunity for the public to address the council on agenda items for which public hearings have not been held will be provided at the time, blah, 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 blah. Now, this is interesting. The council has determined a cumulative total of 20 minutes is a reasonable minimal amount of time. So 20 minutes for that period, but then also each speaker shall be limited to 1 minute for a cumulative total of 10 minutes. So if each speaker gets a cumulative total of 10 minutes, that's like 2 speakers then. You know what I mean? If they maximize their time. Obviously, for the majority of these council meetings, they allow you 4 minutes for all available items and then 1 minute for public comment. So you do get 5 minutes if you know how to maximize your time. If they cut you off for being unrelated or speaking off topic, they'll cut you back. They'll cut your time down, and then you'll probably just have a minute for regular general public comment if they let you speak on that. They have interrupted me during my general public comment for quoting civil rights heroes like Polly Marie. But, you know, those are the rules that they have listed here. Whether they follow them, that is another thing. So down here, where's the call-in information? Am I missing it? Where is the call-in information? Oh, here it is. Public comment and live broadcast. So this is a very top of the agenda, as I've been saying. Here is the call-in information. Initially, you're going to dial, and actually I think we're going to do that right now, 1-669-254-5252, and that is the Zoom.
Welcome to Zoom for Government. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Now the meeting ID is 160-535-8466, and then you hit pound.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. The meeting has not started. Please wait or try again later.
So once you are admitted into the meeting, that is when you hit press. That is when you press *9. *9 is the buttons that you press to request to speak. On the Zoom end, it appears to be that you are raising your hand to speak. The speaker rule, from my understanding, is first come, first serve. So when you raise your hand, to speak. The first person who raises their hand is going to be at the top of the speaker queue. We have not raised our hand yet because the meeting has not yet started. So you're going to hear this cute little jingle. You'll hear that cute little jingle while you're in the waiting room. Sometimes, at about 8 minutes and 35 seconds, sometimes it will vary. After waiting in the waiting room for 8 minutes and 35 seconds, you're going to get booted out of the waiting room. That's one thing that lots of gadflies have to kind of, we have to endure. So if you call in super early, that's fine, but you might not be the first person admitted into the room because as soon as that 8 minutes hits, they start the meeting. Could be coincidental, could be on purpose that they wait for that waiting room to clear out before they start the meeting, get all their little buddies into the waiting room to raise their hand first, and then they'll start the meeting. There is a lag between the phone number, the phone call, and the actual video. So you'll see here, we're waiting at this blue screen. This blue screen is not going to go away first. We're going to get admitted into the meeting first, and then the blue screen will go away. It's all little mind games to make you slower than their buddies. Their goal is to get their buddies in onto the line before any gadflies. So the name of the game is keep an eye on your phone. Keep an eye on when the meeting's supposed to start, which is, it's 10:02 now, so the meeting is supposed to start. And then as soon as you get let into the, as soon as you get admitted into the meeting, star 9 as fast as you can. Now, there are ways, if there are too many gadflies in the front of the speaker queue, there are ways that the city council knows how to get around that and scramble the speaker role. What they'll do is most likely, since we might actually get a pretty good example of the scrambling today, which is partly why I am covering this meeting. So what we have is items notice for public hearing. That means that there has not been a public hearing on this. It's been noticed. It's been voted through to be noticed for public hearing. So we have one item. One item. And then the next section is items for which public hearings have been held. So these are not qualified for public comment. You cannot speak on items 2 through items, I'm pretty sure it goes to like item 20. Okay, yeah, it's items 2 through 19. I was right. Dang, I got a good memory, okay? So items 2 through 19 are not qualified for public comment. So most likely what they'll do is they'll take public comment just for item 1. And they'll say, everybody who wants to speak for item 1 only, please keep your hand up. Everybody who's not speaking on public 1, put your hand down. So that whole game that we just played trying to get star 9 first into the queue is for nothing, because as soon as they close, as soon as they close public comment for item 1, then you have to do it all over again to try to get yourself in the front of the line for the rest of the items and for general public comment. So we'll get to see the scrambling of the speaker role. I'm not hoping, I don't want that to happen because it's unethical and a violation of free speech. However, if we do get a chance to see it, it will be a good example of the scrambling behavior that happens with LA City Council regularly. I'm able to call these things because I've seen them multiple times. So items 20 through, where is it? Yeah. So it's items, dang, what's going on here? Yeah, so it's items 2 through 19 are not available for public comment, and then items 20 and 21 are available. So there's 3 items to be able to talk on, and then general public comment. So if anybody wants to maximize their time, they're really just going to be able to speak on items 1, 20, and 21. And then they'll go into a closed session and talk about all the lawsuits that they have to settle. Very interesting. So right now we're going to let this run. I'm going to run to the bathroom when we have a chance. And if you hear me getting booted off, that's what's happening. Okay. So what I've done is turned off anything that's making external noise. And then I've also closed all the doors and... Did you just hear that? Goodbye. So they just booted me off. We're just going to call back. That's exactly what I was telling you about.
Welcome to Zoom for Government. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
160535. I have it memorized.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just the meeting has not started. Please wait or
So
try
how
again
long
later.
were we on the line then? We were on the line for 8 minutes and 50 seconds. I think I said 36 seconds last time. This is what makes me think that it is a manual booting, because it's different every time. And if it was a mechanical booting, like the waiting room just automatically boots you out, it would be the same time every time, don't you think? 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Interesting. So, yeah, you guys heard the goodbye. You heard the booting. We just fully, all we have to do is just fully call back, get yourself back in the queue, waiting queue, and then as soon as they let you in, star 9. Interesting, isn't it? So we're going to move on to, what's going on with Gadfly Herald here? Happening? Why? LA City Council. How funny. So, clerk just posted about the meeting. Did not post any information on public comment. Oh, here it is.
You have joined the meeting as an attendee and will be muted throughout the meeting. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll? Your hand has been raised. Blumenfield,
Right
Leon,
there.
Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian, Lee, McCosker, Padilla, Park, Price, Bronman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Jaroslavsky, 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President. Very good. First order of business, please. Approval of the minutes of August 28, 2024. Councilmember McCosker moves. Councilmember Blumenfield seconds. Next. Commendatory resolution.
Look at all the people in there.
Councilmember Hutt moves. Councilmember Price.
I bet that they were invited.
Yes, sir. For several requests, there is a request to continue item 1 to September 27, 2024.
So they're continuing item 1. That only leaves 2
November 22nd,
items.
2024, and to hold item 2 on the desk, sir. Item.
Without objection, that will be the order.
Item 1 is the item notice for public hearing. Items 2 through 19 are items which public hearings have been held. The items for 18 and 19, the committee reports have been submitted and are online under their respective council files. Items 20 and 21 are items which public hearings have not been held. And for the record, for item 21, the financial disclosure statement has been submitted and is available online under Council File 23-1200-S141. Finally, items 22 through 33 are closed session items considered by the Budget and Finance and Innovation Committee. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Item 1 is continued, leaving only items
All right.
20 and 21
Members,
to
the
comment
items now
on.
before us. Do any members have items that you would like to call special? Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to call item 20 special for comment.
So that means they're going to spend a shit ton of time
Item
talking
20,
about
very
item
good.
20.
Any other specials, members?
Y'all think you're so fucking sneaky.
Councilmember Ahmed.
Item 4 for comments, please.
4 for comments. Very good. Thank you. Any other specials, members? Going once? Going twice? All right. Madam Clerk, if that's the case, which items are now available for us to vote on?
Mr. President, Council may now vote on items 6, 7, 9 through 19, sir.
All right. Those items are now before us.
She's been city clerk for a long
Members
time.
wish to be heard? Seeing none, let's. Oh, Councilmember De Leon.
Oh,
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to continue item number 3 for 90 days.
Okay. Item number 3 was already continued until what date, Madam Clerk? Did we continue that?
Item 3 was continued to November 22nd, 2024, sir.
Okay.
Item number 14 continued until next Wednesday.
Till next Wednesday would be what date?
Mr. President, item 14 can be continued 1 week. That would be September 6th, sir.
Very good. Without objection, that will be the order. Anything else?
And finally, 2 for something about that.
lame.
Okay.
Bunch of lames.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Correction. Item 14 continued to Wednesday is September 4th, sir.
So they're continuing these items,
Without objection,
essentially.
that
That
will
means
be-
they're not going to vote on it
All right.
today.
Councilmember Blumenfield.
Yes. Item 5 for an amendment.
Okay. And does the city attorney have any amendment?
I do. So,
Could you please read it into the record?
Yeah. So for item 5, the motion is to add the following. Instruct the personnel department with the assistance of the city administrative officer to report within 60 days
I am posting live updates of highlights from this meeting on X at Gadfly Herald. You can also follow me on Substack. I will be writing an article about today's meeting on Gadfly Herald. That's the handle. We are the Gadfly Herald, as in the Herald for Gadflies. It's Falvel! Strefon Falvel. My boo. Just kidding, he's not my boo. But he is definitely a character, dude. This guy is... First of all, he's looking old. He did not look this old a couple of years ago. But it has been 4 years, so, you know. This guy is so corrupt. He will silence you. He does not give a damn about the speaker rules, public speaking. He does not care. He hates gadflies. He hates gadflies. And honestly, he's just lame. He's just lame, okay? He's a lame. I don't like him. He has silenced me. He's the one who silenced me when I was quoting the Declaration of Independence, saying that it was irrelevant. Really? And that was during the districting scandal, okay? He did that during the districting scandal where they revealed that the city council was stacking the district and doing it out of racial prejudice. So, you know, that guy, I don't know why he still has a flippin' job. But I actually do know why he has a job, because he's doing his job for them. He is their minion. And he was the council president prior's minion, number one. Like, he sucked her.
Approve the supplemental police account expenditure plan 35 as identified.
I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble with YouTube cussing so much.
Report dated June 6, 2024.
Not to cuss.
Rodriguez, and we have
Maybe
second
not.
on that. I'll second that.
Censor myself.
Okay. Any other specials members?
Any other
Seeing none.
specials? You're all special. That's what it
What
is.
is available for us to vote on?
Mr. President, council may now vote on items 6, 7, 9 through 13, 15 through 19, sir.
Those items are now before us. Let's open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
Very good. Councilmember Rodriguez.
18 forthwith, please.
Without objection, that will be the order. Madam Clerk, can we go next to the closed session items?
Yes, sir. For closed sessions, those were items that were considered by the Budget and Finance and Innovation Committee.
All right, I'd like to turn.
They all said
Councilmember
yes.
Blumenfield as chair of the Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee. Do you have recommendations on these matters, sir?
These matters were all considered.
It's interesting where 13 people can agree on something.
We agreed with the city attorney's recommendation on all of them except number 32, where we rejected their suggestion and we asked them to go to trial. But I think we can hear those all in open session and move on.
All right. Then, with that, Madam Clerk, if you could please read in I guess these, to be specific, these will be the recommendations, not of the City Attorney's Office, but of the Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee, which correlate the City Attorney's recommendations with the one exception that was described by Mr. Moon.
The one exception that you're going to go to trial. Wow.
No, go ahead. Okay.
These guys are,
Yes, sir.
they're really good at
I
making
will
something
read the settlement
really
amount
spicy sound
for
super boring.
Items 22 through 32
That's how you get people not to pay
Item
attention.
22 is
Everybody
the case
glazed
entitled
over.
Austin Melrose, the Brass Lady LP, ADV versus City of Los
Dude,
Angeles.
she looks
There's
terrible.
a recommendation to expend up
I
to
hope she's not like ailing or anything.
$87,830 in
Looks
settlement.
like she's
Item 23 in the case entitled Shushanjian versus City of Los Angeles et al. There is a recommendation to expend up to $250,000 in settlement. Item 24.
Now, why
In
are
the
my
case
posts going so
entitled
slow?
Jesus Rangel versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to expend up to $608,324.71 in settlement. Item 25, in the case entitled Farmers Insurance Exchange versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend up to $278,900 in settlement. Item 26, in the case entitled Farmers Insurance Exchange versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend up to $322,600 in settlement. Item 27, in the case entitled Heather Rowland versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend up to $950,000 in settlement. Item 28, in the case of Salvador Albert Verado et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $9.5 million in settlement. Item 29, in the case entitled James Thomas Simpson et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $11.8 million in settlement. Item 30, in the case entitled Paulo French et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $17.7
So I just put
million
into
in
the link
settlement.
for
Item
this live
31,
that you're
in
watching
the
here on
case
my
entitled
screen, in
City of
case,
Los
you know, for
Angeles
archive
versus
purposes.
George
And
E. Ainsley et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $337,500
there are
in
currently
settlement. And
100
finally, item 32,
and 11
in the
people
case
watching.
entitled
Oh,
Joe
I lost two
versus
viewers
Los Angeles Police Department et al., there is a recommendation to
because they're so
reject
boring.
the offer of settlement.
Very good. Councilmember Blumenthal.
Yeah, and just of note, item 33 is the retention of outside counsel. That also went through.
Okay,
Blah,
and
blah,
so
blah,
would
blah,
it
blah.
be your recommendation that we can take that item up in open session as well, unless members have questions?
Unless members have a question, we discussed it in closed session, but
Obviously, that's always open. Okay.
So,
Very good.
yeah.
So, Madam Clerk, may we take
Close
up all
that
those
out.
items,
Yes.
including item 33?
Yes, so item 33, the recommendation from Budget and Finance Innovation Committee is to note and file.
Yes, the
Note
report was
and
informational.
file. Claims. All the claims.
Okay, very good. Those items are now before us. Do any members wish to call any of those items special for discussion in closed session? Seeing none, let's go ahead and open the roll. Okay, I'm sorry. We've had a request to hold item 33 for consideration in closed session.
Shenanigans.
With the
Shenanigans.
exception of item 33, the other closed session items are now before us. So let's go ahead and open the roll,
His tone is just
close
infuriating.
the roll, and tabulate the votes.
14 ayes. So for the record, those items that were just by council are items 22 through 32, sir.
Exactly right, and we will hold item 33 on the desk for consideration in closed
I
session.
bet you will.
All right.
I bet you
With
will.
that, Madam Clerk, may we go next to our presentation?
Oh,
And
presentations.
I would like to ask Council Members McCosker, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, and Harris Dawson, if you would please meet us in a very special presentation on the eve of Labor Day weekend.
morning, colleagues. Good morning, colleagues, and happy Labor Day. A couple days early, here we are on Friday, getting ready for the long Labor Day weekend. I'm so honored to be joined by Council Members Hugo Soto Martinez, Peter Yaroslavsky. Wow, I didn't think I would do that, right? And Marquise Harris-Dawson, and all of you to make sure that we are with the House of Labor celebrating Labor Day and honoring all of these folks and everybody who is behind them out in the workforce today. Celebrate Labor Day and to recognize and remember that this is, in this country, this is the 130th anniversary of Labor Day. And it's meant to be a time when we uplift workers, when we reflect on how workers have built this country, how workers have advanced equality, how workers are today, every day, working on continuing to advance equality and opportunity in this country. And we in the city, we do our little part. Public and private sector, we make sure that we are working to uplift pay in the city of Los Angeles. We're working to make sure that when we spend money to build projects, that we're doing it with great labor standards, with great pay. We make sure that our own workers are honored.
We'll be talking about workers today, buddy.
Them be paid equitably and hanging on to them. And so let's hear it for the city of Los Angeles and our role in the labor movement.
Yeah, your role in the labor market was mandating vaccines.
We will have a few speakers that we've selected from the labor movement, but they will be speaking really for everyone in this community. But I do want to start with asking my friend, council colleague Hugo Soto Martinez to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Councilmember McCosker. I am proud to be here joined by such a diverse group of workers because the fight for thriving wages and respect on the job is ongoing in the city. Whether you're a longshoreman, a city worker, a nurse, a hotel worker, a grocery worker, or an animation worker, we are all part of the powerful LA labor movement. And all the way from Hollywood to the dock, we will continue to uplift working people no matter where you are in the city of Los Angeles. Because right now in Hollywood and across LA, we have video game workers with SAG-AFTRA who are on strike fighting for AI protections and better pay. We have tourism workers and hotel workers here with us today who are fighting hard to upgrade the Los Angeles citywide living wage. We also have about 50,000 fast food workers in Los Angeles who recently won a $20 minimum wage thanks to the state, but they still need more protections that we here in the city can make sure that they have. So this Labor Day, let's remember that this is about the workers, the working class, their struggle, their families, and how we can do our part to make sure that we are there in solidarity with them. And today, we are here to honor them, to be with them, and be by their side and fight with them every single day. Thank you so much.
Well, I've got my public comment.
Thank you, Councilman. Next, we'll hear from Katie Yaroslavsky. Right that time.
Yeah, y'all want to hear about these people, but not the workers that you fired during COVID.
Labor Day. Normally, when we stand with you, it's outside this building at a press conference or a rally somewhere in the city, but it feels really good to be here at this podium, a podium that so many in the labor movement have stood at for decades fighting for workers' rights.
Workers' rights.
Has never been afraid to come down here to the people's house and demand that our government serves the working people of the city of LA. That's why we're here. That's why we show up every day. Like so many of us, I grew up in a union home. My dad was a union steward at Kaiser for over 30 years. My mom was a founding member of UTLA. She walked the picket lines, the first picket lines to establish that union. And they taught me that a job isn't just about clocking in and out for a paycheck. It's about having dignity in your work. It's about having each other's back. It's about fairness. It wouldn't be right to celebrate Labor Day without talking about the reality we all face in Los Angeles, the Angelinos today. We're in a moment where the cost of living continues to rise, where housing is way too expensive, and where more and more people have to rely on side gigs just to make ends meet. It's tough right now. And a lot of people are struggling. The janitor in Century City who's working the night shift, who's ensuring that those high-rise offices are spotless by morning, and then have to drive another hour and a half to get home in the morning. The
the production worker who hasn't worked a shoot in months and is now relying on delivering food to pay her bills, the nurse at Cedar Sinai who's been on her feet for 12 hours straight, caring for patients even though he's exhausted. These are the faces of labor in the city of Los Angeles, and these are the people who we honor today. These are the people who we fight for every day. So today, as we celebrate Labor Day, we do so acknowledging that our work is far from done. Thank you all for
Your
your
work
hard
is
work.
far
Dedication,
from
your
done,
commitment to
girly.
making our city a better
Girly
place
pop.
for all of us. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah. Okay. Happy Labor
Thank you, council
Day.
member. As you can see, we have a lot of great distinguished
people.
guests.
So we're
today.
gonna let the presentations run. I'm gonna run to the
Start us
bathroom
off with
and
these
we
guest
will.
speakers. We have someone
continue.
who, if you remember from the long, hot labor summer, the drum major for justice who was there on every picket line, every corner of this region, every single movement that mattered to people from, in my district, from Watts to the waterfront. So appreciative to Madam President herself, Yvonne Wheeler.
Boom. Thank you. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Good morning, Council President Kokorian and the distinguished members of the Los Angeles City Council. My name is Yvonne Wheeler, and I'm the president of the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor, representing over 800,000 union members in Los Angeles County. I want to thank the council members, Tim McCosker, Hugo Soto Martinez, Taylor Yoslowski, and Council President-elect Marquis Harris Dawson for kicking off our Labor Day weekend celebration with this special recognition of Los Angeles City workers and union members. Today, as we celebrate Labor Day, I want to take a moment to honor the extraordinary work of our Los Angeles City workers and the over 800,000 union members in Los Angeles County. These are the people who keep our city running. Day to day, day in and day out. Up and behind the scenes, yet their impact is felt by every single resident.
Right.
From maintaining our streets and public spaces.
I'm sure these people really feel like they're doing something impactful. I'm sure they do. But in the end, I wish they would come to public comment instead of presentations. That way they could see how the city council really treats the public. You know?
On this Labor Day, we recognize and celebrate the invaluable contributions of all workers in Los Angeles and these workers who have keep us the city moving. They are the backbone of this city, and their work is a testament to the power and dignity of public service. To all city workers, we thank you for your tireless efforts, and we are proud of you, and we stand with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, President Wheeler. We have a few representatives from the House of Labor to speak. Now, one by one, I want to call up the first guest that I've asked. He is the president of ILWU Local 13, which represents the longshore workers across the waterfront in the entire West Coast, actually.
At least he's admitting that he invited these
He
people.
stayed in the community. He gives back to the community. He has been on the front line
That's weird.
of this fight, I'll say, against automation to make sure that we are preserving jobs even as technology changes, cleaning the air, doing environmental justice at the same time we do economic justice. Gary Herrera.
I want to say good morning and thank you for having us on this day. But I'd like to take a moment for us to remember that those who died for labor, that have given us the path to continue this fight.
Those have died for
Don't
labor?
ever forget those that were before us, and may we keep fighting for the future ahead of us.
Oh my God.
The ILWU stands for more than just the workforce. We represent our community. We live in our community. We have generations of longshoremen. I'm in one of them. I'm a third generation longshoreman.
We love longshoremen.
We marked 90 years of labor as ILWU. I'm not here representing just Local 13.
We are District
but Local
13.
63, Local 94, Local 56. All of our people to make a difference on the waterfront. Take a moment when you're at home, you look in the mirror, or you're sitting on your couch, and all the goods that you're ordering from overseas on Amazon or eBay.
Who brings
Or you
them?
go to your store.
And why were you mandated to get a fucking vax?
Many people working at home.
That wasn't
The
even
men and women
tested
of
yet.
the ILW.
That's what I want to know.
6.5
Why
days
were
a
you
week
guys
to make sure your
mandated
goods were
to
met.
show proof of your medical fucking condition in a brand new disease that has 99% survival,
absolutely love
99.9%
what
survival?
we stand for.
It just
And
doesn't
it's
make
more than
sense.
just ILW.
And that's for the people who show
it's a labor force.
symptoms.
And right here among myself and everyone else,
Most
these are
people
the
get
faces.
this virus and
A
don't even show
diverse
symptoms. So
looking
that's
group
100%
of
survival
people
rate for those
who
people.
move the world. Labor Day is just as important as any other day that we
Ridiculous.
will ever celebrate. And let's never ever forget what labor stands for. An injury to one.
Yeah, let's
An
never
injury
ever
to
forget,
all.
Boo Boo.
God bless
Never
you.
ever forget, Boo Boo, what they did to you.
Our next guest represents something that's a lesson for all of us. Some folks are actually out there doing the work. Some folks are laboring. Some folks are being their stewards and representing their interests. Some folks are being their officers and moving their union forward. Some folks are, like Yvonne Wheeler, being the head of the county Fed and making sure that the whole House of Labor works together. But the rest
Straight
of us
haters.
as public servants have a role as well. Public servants, whether we're elected or whether we're appointed by official or whether we're
Yeah, you have a
self-appointed
role
around the community
to
being
serve
public servants,
the
we
community.
have a responsibility and role in lifting up the House of Labor and advancing the equity and equality that labor stands for.
The
Our next guest
equity.
is just such a person to inspire us. Vice President of the Harbor Commission, Diane Middleton.
Brothers and sisters, it's an honor to be standing up here with these outstanding labor leaders. I want to share with you a little bit about the role the Harbor Commission has played in supporting not just our community, but the workforce. I have been honored to hold a seat that was both the labor seat formerly held by former International President Dave Arian and the community seat. Our communities in the harbor strongly support our workforce.
Yes, we do.
We know what the ILWU means to our community, and we respect that work.
Look at that
And
little.
we stand behind them. When there was a fight for automation 5.5 years ago, when I first took the seat on the Harbor Commission, thousands of
Okay, she's
community members
beautiful.
turned
Let's
out
just be
to
honest.
say,
She is beautiful.
absolutely not. We don't want to lose jobs. We know the effect it'll have in our community.
These people are well-meaning. That's a complicated thing. So many of them are well-meaning. They just want to go up there and speak. They got invited. They don't understand that the city council is using them just for a photo op.
And the environment to the fore in the Harbor
But she
Commission.
is beautiful.
Because it's not enough that we just create the best paying jobs we can. We also have to protect the air we breathe and everything that's happening around us. That's what the ILWU has stood for. That's why we have joined them in the fight. We will not stop. Our community stands behind the ILWU because they stand behind us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Middleton, for serving. And I know that we'll be there with the folks from the board, making sure that we're against automation and any loss of jobs. And I think the highlight the solidarity that we must have among the working class, I want to bring up someone from IATSE Local 839, also known as the Animation Guild, because we're going to see that they are facing the same issues as many of the testimony we've heard here. They're fighting against AI protections, streaming provisions, and better pay. And the AI protections are some of the most important.
Why don't they show, they're showing him full front, showing his friends, clapping along. I want to see the LA City Council. Let's see the above view, the same view that they show when there's comment happening. You know what I mean? They show these presentations front and center on the speaker, but when it's city public comment, it's from down, and you get to see the whole council ignoring everyone. I want to see that. Let's see that. Because this is just a little photo op at this point.
And several members of
For
our
a little
negotiation
Oscar right there.
As many of you may know, we
He
started
loves photo ops, too.
negotiations for this recent agreement, the master agreement, for which roughly 80% of our union membership works under. And we started that on August 12th. We negotiate this contract with the AMPTP, and yes, this is the very same entity that our entertainment union CAN at the WGA and SAG-AFTRA negotiated with and struck against last year, and that our parent organization, IATSE, also bargained with. Animation is a unique area of the entertainment industry. Art Local is basically multiple live action unions under one group. We represent everyone from directors to storyboard artists to writers to CG artists like me and to production assistants. We are a strong and growing union that last year was moved to national status by the IATSE due to our national organizing efforts. Labor Day is an important holiday for all of us to celebrate because it puts a spotlight on workers and the importance of labor unions. The standards, protections, laws, and regulations unions have pushed forward over the decades not only benefit union members but all workers. In our negotiations, we are fighting for fair wages, stable employment opportunities, safe and healthy working conditions, and the ability for our members to retire with dignity. The protections we fought hard for over the last 70 years are also greatly at risk. We face the threat of generative artificial intelligence replacing us by using our own stolen work against us. We are now, and right now, studios are already replacing us by outsourcing our work to foreign countries that are using tax incentives to artificially cheapen labor. Our members who have built entire careers here in Los Angeles are finding less work.
Interesting camera angle for presentations. Front and center on the podium to highlight the speakers. However, when it's public comment time, the angle shows the council members from above. Why don't they show council members from above during these presentations? Maybe because it would display how they ignore the public and they don't want that for their photo op presentations. Just put one, okay. I'm just drafting this tweet, right? Interesting camera angle for presentations. When it's public comment time, the angle shows the council members from above. Why don't they show the council members from above during these presentations? Maybe it's because it would display how they ignore the public and they don't want that for their photo op presentations. Tweeted or X'd. Like, what do you call it? When you tweet, you tweet. But when you are on X, which is Twitter, do you X? Interesting. What do you think? What is the term for this? Oh, shit. How do I go to my... I still don't know how to work X, guys. This is my second day on this website. Well, actually, you know, I have used it in the past, but not the way that... Not this extensively. Thread, live coverage of the LA City Council meeting. One view.
Young people about what a career path looks like.
Oh, God.
Because what I'm learning is that kids are not feeling self-sufficient if they're not going to college, but letting them know that they can realize their best self by being a union member is where we need to move this city. And so that's what
I bet you would come me.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it.
I have nothing against
Councilmember Price,
unions,
followed by
but
Councilmember Padilla.
it's a little bit interesting that they have that. The
Good morning,
union
Alvin.
system has been corrupt for a long time. It's not what it used to be, and it's not what it's supposed to be.
Thank you, my council colleagues, Madam President, being here as well. You know,
A lot of these unions operate
Labor Day
like
is an important day to celebrate. We should be celebrating Labor Day every day, don't you think? Every day.
gangs.
I mean, you know, nothing has impacted the private sector companies sector more than organized labor, and it helps really raise the cost standard of living for folks, especially black and brown folks like those I represent in District 9. So we just want to say thank you again. It's a great day to celebrate. Day to remember, though, that we still have a lot of work to do, and as we work to make sure that everyone is getting the kinds of benefits, wages that are fair, what they're doing to making sure that the public gets the kinds of services they need. So again, thank you for what you do. Keep up the good work. Happy Labor Day.
Thank you. Councilmember Padilla, followed by Councilmember Rodriguez.
So I want to thank all of my council colleagues for this presentation and everything that you all said. I don't think I could have said it better myself. You know, the need for a strong labor movement in our Grand City is incredibly
How do I
important,
get a presentation?
especially as the evolution of work changes and requires.
Do I have to get a
leaders,
council to like council
spend
member to
these
ask me to do a
people and
presentation?
people
Or can
getting
I
stuff
come
done.
up and do a presentation?
So,
Because I'm trying to
I'm
do
glad
that.
you're all here. I really enjoy seeing all the leaders
And give you a
here.
presentation
And I want
on how to
let
work
all of you
Zoom
labor leaders know, please let your workers know
without
that I send them a hug
disenfranchising people.
and a very happy Labor Day. I think about them all the time. And, you know, for myself, on my day of rest, I want you guys to know that not only am I grateful for all of the work of labor and what it did and meant for my family throughout the generations, but I just want to have a personal point of privilege and give a shout out to SEIU, Justice for Janitors, for being the campaign where, to be very honest, it's they're who taught me everything that I know how to do. It's where I learned how to be a labor organizer and then transition those skills into community organizing. Did that in Texas, and then community organizing when I came back home to LA after college. So again, please know that I'm thinking about you, grateful for all the work that you do, and janitors, let's stay in touch. I know that you yourselves are going through a new evolution with all of those things.
What
that are
a
gonna be
fake
coming
like
to this great
Rasta
city
fucking
and what
accent.
we need in order to continue to make sure that when tourists arrive,
If I did that shit, people
they
would
know
be
that
like,
everything here is
don't do
beautiful.
that. You know what I
Because your
mean?
work,
Like, why
well,
should you do
sometimes gets unnoticed. We know, I'm sure you all agree, all work has dignity.
that? Like, let's stay in
Happy Labor Day.
touch. Like, what the fuck, bitch? Are you trying to
Thank you.
let's stay in touch?
Councilmember
Like,
Rodriguez,
what
followed by
the
Councilmember
fuck? Oh,
Thank you
come
very
on,
much,
lady.
Mr. President. Colleagues,
Ooh.
thank you so much for this
Let's stay in
presentation.
touch.
I see so
No.
many friends and friendly faces in the audience this morning, and it's really, as a daughter and
Ridiculous.
granddaughter of a UAW member, as a member of United Firefighters Los Angeles Local 112, as a sister of a UTLA member, I'm really proud to celebrate what you all represent, which is the working middle class. Absent your work and effort, we would not have a middle class in this country. So I want
Right.
to thank you for fighting to
What did you
protect
do to
that,
the middle
because
class
it's
during
the
COVID?
benefactors of your
What did you do
advocacy
during small
are not
businesses
just
during
those that are
COVID?
represented by you, but are those that are benefiting from the voice and the strength
wanna
and the
know.
power of your organizing. And for that, I think everybody in this country owes you all a debt of gratitude. Happy Labor Day.
Thank you. Councilmember Blumenfield, followed by Councilmember Rahman.
I rise to stand with labor. Happy Labor Day, everybody. You know, as Rodriguez pointed out, I look around and see all these friendly faces, folks who I've known for many years, who've stood with on the picket line, whether it was janitors, nurses, all various fights throughout the years, or in the legislative trenches from Sacramento to here in Los Angeles. We together have worked to make this city and this state great. It really, labor has built this state. And I think it's not just the state. Just last week I was in Chicago for the Democratic Convention. One thing I think everyone who was there noticed, labor was in the house. Labor was in the house. You're in the house here. You're in the house there. You're making a difference. So thank you and happy Labor Day.
Thank you. Councilmember Rahman.
Thank you, council members, for putting this
Mm-mm.
incredible presentation forward. And thank you to all of you leaders for showing up here today. This is such
42 minutes
an
into the
incredible
meeting.
coalition
It was
of
a very
people. I'm just in
long
awe of
presentation.
all of you, the members and workers that you represent, and the work that you do every
A
single
lot of
day. And I think,
fluffy
you know,
words
yes, this Labor Day, I
to
was
say
like, okay, 4 days
nothing at
weekend for my
all.
kids. How am I going to get babysitting?
Really.
But this moment, having you come here,
A mask!
focusing our attention on
Not Nithya wearing a mask!
informative it's been for our workers, without whom we would simply not have wages at commensurate levels
I am dying right now. What a joke. Girl, don't you even know that you have to wear an N15 for it to be working or whatever? N96.
In workplace,
We can't hear
sector by
you.
sector, and I stand here in solidarity, but actually in awe. So thank you all.
Oh, you're in awe.
Thank you.
Careful, COVID's behind you, Nithya.
Let me just thank all of you for
What a
being with us,
joke.
gracing us here in the council chambers for the most appropriate way.
She looks
that
like
we
she's about to
possibly
rob
begin
someone.
Labor Day
She's wearing all
weekend,
black.
having all of our guests
With a
and
black
friends of the labor
mask.
movement here to join us. I want to thank you all for individually for the work that you do.
Nithya in
That
Robert
you
Core
are
outfit.
in the private sector, you know, the industries of America would not be the world without your labor.
Yes.
If you are in the public sector, the services that we try to deliver to members
Fucking
of the
asshole.
public could not happen without your labor.
Oh
So
my god,
thank
look at
you
that
for the
fake,
work
look at
you
that
do
fake
every day.
smile. That's not a
But
genuine
even more
smile, bro.
important than that, thank
It
you
doesn't
for
look
the
good.
work that the labor movement
Just
has done
wear your
throughout
ugly
our
little,
country's history.
like
Thank you for the
scowl
very
that you always
concept
have.
of a
Just wear
weekend.
that. It's more authentic.
Thank
You look
you
more
for the
friendly
8-hour
that
day.
way. You look creepy this way.
Thank you for ensuring that there are ways
He's
in this
the
country
Wizard
that
of
can lift
Oz
people
now.
out of poverty instead of putting them into poverty. Thank you for ensuring that our workplaces have conditions that are safe and productive.
In the end, he's just the scapegoat.
Thank you for
And that's what's really
preserving
sad.
the
He has
dwindling
really no
middle class
power.
in
He's
this
just a
country and ensuring that we
flippity
continue,
puppet. And that's
to be able
honestly
to enjoy the benefits that
what a lot of the
middle class
Gadflies will
provides.
say today.
Thank you for
You'll see.
ensuring that we continue to protect the American dream of opportunity.
The people see right through
That's
your
because of
yellow
the labor
tooth
movement,
to
and so we're
smirk.
grateful to all of you for that. So thank you very much. Sorry, Councilmember McCosker. I'd like to go next to Councilmember Hernandez.
Wow. They really think that they made it big in their
Mr.
acting
De Leon
career.
feels differently. He wants to be
Yeah.
heard as well. So, Mr. De Leon.
No, I think you were very articulate, very passionate. I see a lot of friends here too in solidarity. There was one comment from the system of animation that I want to underscore and emphasize.
I wish one of these people would go like rogue and just say something completely off. You know what I mean? Completely like not
And the biggest threat
what they were supposed to
labor,
say.
without a doubt, as you stated, is artificial
That was a
intelligence, the outsourcing,
big pink dress.
the
That's all
offshore.
I'm gonna say.
They need less technical experts.
All right, I'm being mean.
Animation.
I
Or perhaps
obviously
less
feel some type of
actors,
way about these
because now we
people,
have CGI. We offshore to China or else.
but they are people, so I'm allowed to feel some type of way about them, and they are leaders, so I'm allowed to say how I feel too.
But that means also to have less human beings, men and women, do the actual work, the backbone of Hollywood. For
I am
example,
very
automation. My
passionate
sisters
about this.
down at the port in both
Who
LA
is the
and
big
Long
split?
Beach, and we see the biggest threat. And I don't like it when folks utilize, you know, and folks know who I am when it comes to climate change and the environment.
Oh
When they
my
use the environment
god.
or clean air as the issue of bringing the ports into automation, if you will, because it comes at the threat, if you will, of real jobs or tangible.
Yes, we will.
And that's why,
If you will, we will.
everyone here is in solidarity with each and every one of you.
How
That's why
funny.
we stand strong and bold
This is
as
just too
we
much,
fight
honestly.
against those who look to rewrite the rules of the game when it comes to the issue of labor. You are the backbone of the city of LA. The backbone. We're the fifth largest economy,
Oh
fifth
my
largest
god.
GDP on planet Earth.
This
That
is
means
where they
our
put all their
economy
brain
goes
energy
fast.
into, guys. Okay, they don't have any more brain energy to solve city problems. They don't have any more brain energy to listen to the public's concerns. All their brain energy is spent right now trying to look like a human being on the camera. That's it. Look at how he's trying so hard to wear a human face. But we know that it's just a flippin' demon. You know? Just kidding. He's a human. But there are human demons. Let's just say that. Look at it. He's like, my face is falling off. I need to raise my eyebrows very high, as high as possible, with my criminally small forehead.
No TV, no TV at all whatsoever. And the reason why is so many of our people, when they retire into poverty. They work their fingers to the bone. They have nothing left. We know that.
All right, guys. We're just waiting now. We're
So,
probably an hour
all their
in.
pitching their money.
48
God bless
minutes
you.
in. It's only been 8
God
minutes.
bless
Feels like a
the three
freaking
bonds.
decade.
Keep on fighting the good fight. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hernandez, followed by Councilmember Lee.
Thank you, Council President.
Thanks for the effort, Councilmember Hernandez, but
Thank you.
please take it
Said
away.
so eloquently, I didn't want to get you. But thank you, colleagues, so much for making this presentation
Suck each other
happen today.
off this whole
You know,
time.
I'm one of the newer council members in this seat, but I know that some of us have struggled together on other campaigns and other issues, such as Measure J and other policies and campaigns to uplift our workers and communities. I was a shop steward and I was IATP 192.
She's so
when I worked at
cute.
Universal Studios.
I said
for about
something
5
mean about
years
her before, but
parking.
she's really cute. Let's just be honest.
My mom has been working at the LA Convention Center for over 23 years and has been a member of Unite Here Local 11.
I don't want to
My
dislike
dad-
these people. You know what I mean? I don't want to dislike them, but they do things that are
Thank you.
despicable.
My dad has been a bricklayer for
She,
over
I have
20
no
years
history
as
with
well,
her, so
working
I
on
have
the
no
Hollywood
idea.
Walk of Fame, working on some of the stadiums, airports.
I don't really
And
see
so as a child growing up, I know what
that
it
much
looks like to
evil
be able to
behind her. I
be on
see
the
more like
receiving end
useful
of,
idiot,
be
maybe.
able to call in
You
sick,
know?
being able to get access to healthcare. I was able to go to Kaiser all the way till I was 26 because of, the work that y'all have done. And so I thank you for your bravery and for your bravery and always standing.
It's
Sometimes
just a
I'm
lot of
sitting in
bullshit.
issues
So
that other folks are not brave enough to
your
stand on
weaponized
and stand with.
incompetence
So
is not
alongside.
beautiful.
So
That's one
I just
thing.
thank you all and to share that we have a lot more in common than we have differences, and I think we're all here for a vision where all of our families can thrive, all of our families can have support and the necessary things for them to be happy, not just to work, not just to work and work and work, but to be able to enjoy life as well and to be able to afford to live in the city that they work in. And I hope that we can all come together very soon to fight to make sure that we can keep tenants in their housing, that we can have more deeply affordable housing so that all of our workers.
So, for those of
thank
you
so much
who
for
want to
making
know
this
where we're
presentation
at on the agenda,
Thank you.
this is
Councilmember Lee.
instructions. Did roll call,
I just
approval
wanna
of minutes,
add my voice,
multiple.
while
We
Councilmember
haven't had that yet.
said that she-
So we are right
that's
one
of the ones that's-
Commentary,
So,
resolutions,
I might be
introductions,
one
and
of the-
presentations.
I've worked here. I've worked in this building since 1996. I've worked alongside you for all those years, seeing that you are really,
That's
so many
where we
people
are.
said, what drives this city.
This is a multiple
We as
agenda
council members
item.
rely on you. When our
Public
district was
testimony
called,
of non-agenda
here in the
items
city of
within
Los
jurisdiction of the
Angeles,
council. It's
you
general
people that
public
we call
comment.
That make us look good every
And
single
items
day by the
noticed for
incredible
public
hard
hearing.
work
They should
do
really
every
put-
single day. I've seen what being a part of union does. My father was a Teamster. My father-in-law
should really
was
put, like, a
Teamster. I've seen how
Dividing
those
line,
benefits
because items
have
noticed for public
taken
hearing,
care of my
that's the
mother-in-law,
first
even after my
thing.
father-in-law passed away, because
It's the
he
first
recognized that while my father
section
was,
on the
driving,
agenda,
father-in-law was
so
driving the truck and out
weird.
there, my mom,
This guy
my mother was,
sucks.
supporting the family.
He's
taking care of
weaponized
the
incompetence
and
to the
supporting
nth
whom I
degree.
can see
But
as a partner,
he
equal
did say
partner
something
in
against the
raising that
mandates.
family. And
So there's that.
that's what you guys provide, and you provide that for our workers. And so I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for making us all here, all 15 of us, look good every single day. Because I know
I
when
think he
we
was
pick up
just
that phone, it just
controlled
happens.
op, though.
It happens every day. But when there are big things that happen in our district that people complain about, we call you, we work together, and you guys figure out how to solve those problems. And so, just thank you very much, and happy Labor Day to all of you.
Councilmember McCoskey.
Thank you so much. Opposed very, very quickly.
Councilmember
President
McCoskey.
Wheeler, thank you very much for
He
honoring
has
us
so much fun
and
being the
bringing along
chair.
the entire House of Labor.
I'm glad he's having
Everyone,
fun.
please express to your members the support that this body gives to you. Your
Why does he
your
keep
efforts.
fucking me up on the
And
live?
we're
He keeps
5
turning off my
seconds
live.
close. I'm going to show my trust and love for labor. I'm going to turn it over to Gary Herrera. Brother Herrera, 5 seconds.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to you, Tim McCosker. Thank you to you,
5
Soto Martinez, for all your
seconds?
work. Without a voice at this table, labor does not have a voice. So thank you, and I think everybody should say thank you.
The live is really lagging.
And all of you guys. Thank you.
It's
All right,
lagging
happy
bad.
Labor Day, everybody.
I'm gonna refresh this. That's weird. Oh, si se puede? Really? That's a disruption of the meeting. No one else is allowed to chant but these people when they're in the presentation, apparently.
All right. Thank you all so much.
Kirkorian's
again.
like, he did not want to let that
Madam
happen.
Clerk, I think we can now go to some items of business. I think we can start with item number 4, which was called special by Councilmember Rahman. Had
Now
called
they're gonna
item number
vote.
4 for comment. So
Well,
let's
no,
go
they're
ahead and
gonna
take that
talk
item
about
up
the comment.
now.
They're gonna talk about the things. I'm gonna.
Actually, you know what, Councilmember Rahman, let's take just a 3-minute break so that, because we have a lot of people here who are exiting the chamber, so just to make sure that everybody can be heard, we're going to take a brief 3-minute recess.
Oh my God, how funny. So they've taken a recess for 3 minutes while the public files out of the room through the front for some reason. That back there, I'll put my mouse here. Back here is where the exit is supposed to be. That's where normal people exit and enter. Why were they going through the council area? That's where the council exits. Are they going to go all hang out and talk to them after? That's right. They're going to take a picture. They're going to go take a picture outside the front of the city hall. Okay, 3-minute recess for a photo op. Hmm. 3 minutes recess for a photo op. We are doing a live coverage, live X coverage, some basically just live posting the city council meeting on X. The handle is Gadfly Herald. And if you would follow me on Substack, I'll be writing an article about this Friday city council meeting, August 30th, 2024. Follow me on Substack at Gadfly Herald. And of course, subscribe on YouTube. Same handle, Gadfly Herald. And it looks like we are back. They have muted.
Okay, Mr. Spindler, be quiet. This meeting is in session. Be quiet. Don't disrupt the work of the council. That's your only warning that I'm going to give you.
Mr. Spindler's here.
The same goes for Mr. Herman, who also could be heard during the presentation. So both of you, be quiet or you'll be removed.
So we have the Gadflies. The regular Gadflies are here. Herman and Spindler. They have now been called out by Paul Krikorian. I am not entirely convinced of their...
Okay, Spindler, I'm going to tell you again, be quiet. I don't want to hear your voice while we're meeting. Okay, we'll go next to item number 4. And
I'm not entirely convinced of their, conflict dynamics. In some ways, I think that it's a little bit of a love-hate relationship.
Thank you so much for allowing me a minute to chat about this. It's not a controversial issue, but I did just want to talk about why I'm so excited about it. This is a motion to get a report about community school parks and expanding them. And although I introduced this motion last year, this is not a new idea in LA. Community
school parks
She's
come
so
about
funny
when you have
wearing
joint
her
use agreements between school districts
robbery
and
core
municipalities
outfit.
that can open these playgrounds for use during non-school hours, potentially enabling us to
No.
bring recreational kids to neighborhoods that don't have it. And in LA, this is
No,
important
that's a terrible
because
idea.
less than
That's how you
2/3
get
of Angeles
needles.
live within a 10-minute walk from a
That's how you
park.
get needles in
And
the
Department
park,
of Public Land has
on the
ranked our
playground,
city
and
78
somebody who has to walk
out of
through
the
all the
top
field to make
100
sure
most
nobody's getting
populated
fucking
cities in
stabbed
terms
by a
of
needle.
equitable
It's a
access
terrible
to
idea.
park space. And LAUSD is actually our biggest landholder here in LA County, so this could be a big opportunity to open up these spaces. The first effort to open CFCs foundered after the 2008 recession here in LA. Mayor Garcetti set a goal of opening 25 of these parks by 2025, but only 2 were open. And after the work that we've done
Such a
on
bad
this
idea.
issue, on reducing some of the bureaucratic hurdles between Prop K funding, which was necessary
Can
to
I
these
speak
parks,
on item
the
4?
schools, and our city, I am really, really proud to say that
When was item 4
10 schools
heard?
citywide have opened up community school parks this past summer or in the fall, and they are in Council Districts 1, 2, 4, 8, 9,
Note and
10,
file
11, 12,
the
and
report.
13. So I want to encourage all of you to take a look at how these parks are doing. Can they be better? How can we make the programming really effective?
Okay, that's
And
effing
I'm
weird.
really excited to see how this goes. Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you so much. All right. I see no other members.
We're gonna note and file that.
So on item number 4, let's open the roll.
You know they're gonna vote
Close the
yes.
roll, and how do I
Because
vote?
it's just taking a report in.
14 ayes.
Thank you. Like to ask whoever's shouting out, you're instructed to be quiet. You will not disrupt the
See,
speaker. You'll be removed immediately.
I think
All right.
a large part of this is
Item
theatrics,
number
and I'm
2,
just gonna leave it at that. A large
which
part of
was
this is
called
theatrics.
special, by Councilmember De Leon and Councilmember Rodriguez. Councilmember Rodriguez, would you like to start?
Thank you. Colleagues, item number 2 is the move for us to increase our sewer service charges. And I continue to uplift the very problematic process that this council has participated in. Because when we have conversations about the cost of living in the city of Los Angeles, and trust me, I understand the need for us to continue to invest in shoring up our sewer system in the city of Los Angeles. However, I also recognize the concerns with the cost of living and our ability to very confidently say to taxpayers that the resources that we are assessing as part of this proposed sewer service charge is legitimately one that we are able to fulfill. And that's an obligation that we have as policymakers. We should be engaging in independent evaluations that can assure taxpayers that we are able to deliver on the assessment.
So I just tweeted onto the thread.
And when I looked at how the
I just tweeted onto the thread. Paul Krikorian tagged, turning on his audience right now with nitpicky attitude against people talking in the seating area. Only 3 minutes after allowing the presentation group to chant, and clap loudly. I don't know why I can't read right now. I better get that together before public comment. I'm gonna eat a cheese stick. How about that?
how this has happened, but more importantly about the impact that it's going to have to residents, business owners, and particularly when I think about our seniors and folks that are living on very strict and limited needs. This is coming
I
really
changed my
fast.
mind.
And when
I'm
we
not
have
eating a cheese stick.
conversations
I'm eating a banana.
about the cost of living, when we've had conversations about limiting people's
This lady's been in
ability
office too long.
for,
I'm gonna leave it
rent
at that.
increases in the city of Los Angeles, and yet can propose 22% on what is a fundamental way of survival. The cost of when they draw on that water, they are equally going to be taxed on their sewer service charge. I think it's really problematic the way this procedurally has happened, and for that, I'm going to continue to sustain my very boisterous and loud no because based on procedurally how this has happened, how it was baked into the budget, and how it was rushed through procedurally to get this through.
She seems
in
like she cares
advance
about it.
Of even taxpayers having their fair
But is
right
it
in
just
the
for
situation
show?
process. And for that, colleagues, I have also, apart from this, have continued to advocate a reflection of how we go forward with the 218 process.
We are
Because I
covering
think
the LA
taxpayers-
City Council
I know
live
taxpayers
on
deserve
YouTube
a
and
much
X.
fairer shot in being able
Gadfly
to
Herald
ensure
is
that
the
we are
handle.
assessing them
And
legitimately and procedurally in a manner.
if you would like to follow me on Substack, I will be writing an article about this City Council meeting today.
Thank you much, Mr. President. Colleagues, as far as I can remember, every infrastructure investment, whether it be statutory policy,
You see how it's lagging so bad?
policy, or through a ballot initiative that perhaps I will involve directly or indirectly, class you can put together. Some of some
That's
ballot
very
initiatives
strange.
that were somewhat politically precarious, if you will, with elected officials to support enhance
It's so behind. Is that so they can edit shit?
Recall one single measure, either local, county, or state, that I did not support.
Only 158 people watching. Someone liked it. Who liked it?
Prepare, enhance,
It's their own account. The city clerk's like, I like my own video. Right. Of course.
California, in the county, and city of Los Angeles. This is one that I'm going to pause on
What in the world, dude?
because the impact that they're having on working families throughout the city of Los Angeles, and particularly in those who live in the most challenging economic neighborhoods in the city of LA, whether it be black or brown neighborhood, with inflation, with the cost.
I don't like the way he says that.
It's very, very difficult. The last thing I think we need right now is an enhancement of raising taxes, if you will, on this type of service. Do we need the infrastructure investment? Yeah, absolutely. Are there folks who are advocating for this folks? Absolutely. We know them very well. We have a wonderful, respectful relationship. Process-wise, I do kind of feel a bit of a jam job. I won't speak for everyone here, but when one entertains something as massive as this, we need a little more deliberation. And I thought, and I would hope we would have a little more deliberation. It's not the case. I just want to underscore the recognition of the investments that are needed for the infrastructure that is old and needs to be quickly modernized. But process-wise, we need to be a little more thoughtful as we move forward. I know there's a whole variety of opinions here if we need it, but I think right now the timing is a little more challenging. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Members, a few years ago, a few blocks from my house, the sinkhole opened up. 2 cars drove into that sinkhole. One person had to be hospitalized for their severe injuries, and the other person was fortunately saved from those injuries. And that was because a sewer line broke and caved out the dirt underneath the street until it gave way. In our public infrastructure, we have water mains that were installed when William Mulholland was the general manager of the Department of Water and Power. There are well over 100
These people are ridiculous.
and it is the same with our sewer infrastructure. So there is never a good time to vote for an increase on any fees. There's never a time when that's comfortable to do. But I want you also to think, as we cast this vote, about the impact over the long term of our infrastructure when we're not properly.
This is just ridiculous.
Not properly.
It really is.
And not building the kind of public infrastructure that a world-class city should have. So with that, I'd ask for your aye vote on this matter. Let's go ahead and open the roll. I'm sorry, Madam Clerk.
Mr. President, may I make an announcement, please?
Excuse me, please. There will be no shouting out while the council is trying to conduct this. Go ahead.
He really wants to
Yes,
kick
sir.
him out.
For item 2, the office of the city clerk has concluded the tabulation and reported that there have been 7,864
Interesting.
valid written protests, which constitutes 1% of the 1,307 affected parcels that were mailed notices.
Gadflies.
This does not constitute
We have now
the
been on the
majority of
phone
the
for an
affected
hour
parcels. So the proposed
and
5-year
8
plan of
minutes.
sewer service charge,
Still waiting on the line.
service charge, quality service, quality
We have not
service
experienced
charge, sewerage facilities,
a
industrial waste,
scrambling
and septic
of the phone
may be
line.
authorized at this time.
I suspect particularly because they continued item 1, which is the one that they would have. If they were going to scramble the line, that's what they would have used. They
11 ayes, 3 noes.
conveniently continued
Mr.
item
President,
1.
the
So-
ordinance is held over 1 week.
That's some interesting
September 6th,
behavior
2024,
that has
sir.
changed
All right, very good.
today. It's a little bit different. Very, very interesting to me.
So with
Reactive,
that,
maybe,
we are prepared to go
to
the
understanding
public
that they're being
comment
watched.
portion of our meeting. So, I'm sorry. Mr. Blumenfield? Okay. Good. Okay, so we're going to go to public comment next. I'm going to read out a number of names who signed up for comment.
President, may I
Yes,
read
Madam
the instructions for Colin?
Oh,
Okay, so she's going to read out the instructions for Colin. And what I am going to do is basically give you an example of a public comment. You do not need to do the same public comment as me. You don't have to do any public comment. However, this is an example of an adequate public comment, a general public comment, which needs to be 1 minute long. No more, no less. You can do less, obviously, but no more. Here's the call instructions that they're giving. So this is my draft for public comment. I may say all of it. I may say some of it. But you can see there's chunks, basically, that are, little chunks of speech. And so you want to have these little chunks so that if you do get cut off at any point, you can just start off right back from the top. That's going to be an effective public comment. You're going to hear different examples of public comments. You'll hear some gadflies today. And we do have some of our prolific gadflies here in the City Hall today. So we'll get an example of those types of public comments. There are various characters that some of these gadflies will take on. And it's important to know that when public speaking, you want to grab the attention of the listener. And sometimes these listeners are very bad at listening. So a lot of these comments are lewd. There may be some foul language, racial epithets. So we want to be aware of that. Close your ears if you don't like to hear it. This is public government, civic engagement.
2021, 5/8/2020.
And they do turn down the volume quite a bit when people are talking. It's very interesting. So my public comment is my opinion as Estella. Okay. Gadfly Herald shares a quite similar amount of opinions. However, I'm doing an example, and I hope that you can learn from it. This is for educational purposes.
And unfortunately, you'll forfeit your speaking time. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, we need to report. First, while you're waiting for your turn to speak, please keep one ear to the phone so you're in real time when it's your turn to press star 6. Second, if you're listening to the meeting on other devices, please turn down the volume on those other devices immediately when your turn to speak. Between time delay and feedback, if you're additionally listening on channel 35 or YouTube, it will cause a great deal of confusion. And with that, Mr. President, we're ready to begin the room public comment.
very good. Thank you very much. I'm going to call a number of names who signed
So
up.
first they're going to do the people who are in the chambers.
Podium. You do not need to speak in the order that I'm calling you. Stacy Cigar Bollinger, Lucy Gonzalez, Julian Alexander Macara, Harriet Elliott, haven't called your name.
He's selecting. There's the selectiveness, strategic selectiveness. I haven't called your name. Interesting.
So which item did you want to speak on, speaker? I would like to speak on 5, 8, 20.
Okay.
General public comment. Continue on number 20.
Sounds like,
So let me make sure that I'm clear.
oh,
because
this
you
guy
often sign
sings.
up with fake names. So when you signed up under Monique Shaniqua, that is not going to be a name that I'm going to call again, right? Because that's you as well, right?
My name is Lucy Gonzalez. I already told you. I'm not going to repeat myself again. My name
Start
is
his
Lucy Gonzalez for today. Start with number 5. Señora intérprete, por su seguridad.
There's an example of the.
Pause a moment, please, so that our translator can translate your Spanish for you.
This is an example of the characters that Gadflies will play.
She just don't need to take off my headphones because he's gonna scream.
Okay, you can start his time over again.
依然记得从你口中说出再见，坚决如铁，昏暗中有种烈日灼
So this guy does
血。
like to
黄
sing.
昏的地平线，画出一句离别，爱情进入永远。
Okay, so here we have this first character,
从你眼中滑落的
and we have Spindler dancing in the back.
乱中有种热泪潮上
Oh gosh, this is the best entertainment. This is show business right here. The most raw show business. And we have city attorney not paying attention.
Second item, I will be moving on to next item number 8. 痴情的男人像海洋，爱在风暴里冲撞。
I think it's Chinese. They must not have a Chinese interpreter. Okay.
温柔的男人像海洋，爱在关键时隐藏，而心和回忆都敞开胸膛。做远远看护的月光，不做阻挡你的墙。我的爱是折下自己的翅膀。温情的男人像海洋，
Okay.
苦海是风平浪静的模样。撑起了一年那么长，回首不送你几行，到底觉得我给不了的天堂。温柔的男人像海洋，爱在关键时隐藏，而心和回忆都敞开胸膛。So now I will be moving on to item number 20. 都是你的错，请你爱上我，让我不知不觉满足被爱的虚荣。都是你的错，你对人的宠是一种诱惑。
I don't know how to spell monikers.
都是你的错，在你的眼中总是藏着让人又爱又怜。
For using monikers.
都是你的错，你的指缝像一个魔咒。 被爱过还能为谁蠢动？我承认都是月亮惹的祸，那样的夜色太美丽太温柔，才会在刹
At least he's a good singer.
只想和你
So he's speaking on item 20, which was the one
Go
that
to
was.
general public comment.
是人惹的祸，有天似糖如蜜，射来推动人，再怎么进入钢铁也成绕指柔。
Speaker 1 gets confronted by Paul Krikorian for using monikers. Public comment consists of singing in a foreign language for multiple agenda items and general public comment. We'll give you some, we'll give you some recognition. Funny.
那样的颜色太美丽太温柔，才会在刹那之间只想和你。
I don't know what he's singing.
我承认都是人惹的祸，有天似糖如蜜，
What is happening to my eggs?
Thank you, Speaker. And by the way, I'd like to remind you that if everybody else signing up under multiple aliases in the same meeting is inherently disruptive. It requires the presiding officer to figure out who's who and what names are duplicate. So everybody is instructed. You can sign up with one alias during a meeting, no more. Next speaker.
Elliott, District and only public comment.
Okay, thanks. And if you move the mic down a little bit, we'll hear you better. Thank you.
The one who just spoke is about him. He believes that discrimination against street is trim. And as for the life of me, I haven't figured it out, but I have to take it seriously. We all need to be free. In my own case, I don't know if he believes me. You might wonder why I'm pursuing leads about LA Valley College and the people there. I found out yesterday that I was given an A in Spanish 5 from my teacher Rivera, Dr. Rivera, and you know what? That makes him into the criterion for those who died. I actually went and looked for Dr. Rivera. By the way, a man in my apartment, Mr. Rivera, actually is a danger to my life. He worked on the side of the El Salvador. He worked for Cristiani.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to call a few more names. Barbara Lamelza, Caleb Mason, Donald Harlan, Spindler, and Herman. Just 1 second.
Selective,
Dusty Brown. and
strategic
Dove
selectiveness.
Speaker, if you please remind us of the name you signed up under and what you want to speak on.
Thank you kindly. My name is Julian Alexander Macara. For points available, I would like to speak regarding points 8 and 21 and general comments, please.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes for those 2 items. Please begin with that, and then you'll have a minute for general. Please begin.
Thank you kindly. Happy Friday, initially honorable team. I'm Julian Alexander Macara, founder and CEO of Adrian Foundation as well. Soliciting you all today just to follow up on the meeting or the meeting points that I had from the previous public comment, as relative to the point I selected other points, but relative to point 8 and point 21, we're utilizing previous contracts and injecting additional funds for services that aren't unfortunately being provided. The point that we made, I'm not going to say it incorrectly, but Council District 4 regarding creating the public spaces at the schools, very much relative to the value program that's been submitted to the county clerk, to the attorney, and all 15 council members, actually. And following up, I also sent to the mayor. So that initially began, and I can begin my public comment now, sir?
Please go ahead.
General public, did you say general public? Yes, go ahead.
7:15 was the beginning of my communication with the mayor's scheduling team, of which on 7:25 she advised me to complete, or the scheduling team advised me to complete the application of the vendor. I have yet to receive the fax number to submit my W-9 to solicit any prospective contract, as the only available platform on the portal was the W-8EN, which is a foreign entity. It's very confusing. I've contacted 311 and our system. Extending from that, on 8/16, that email was sent to all 15 members, and again on 8/30, on 8/27, I sent a follow-up email to Kevin De Leon, who keeps sending me notes when I'm sending it. Ben called me yesterday from the Cultural Affairs Department, but does not follow up an email. This is really confusing. The protocol you're not following.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Hello, Speaker. If you please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items or general public comment you want to speak on.
Caleb Mason, I think it would be general public
comment. I'm the attorney on number 32. My client is Joel Cinema.
Okay.
He is a 28-year veteran of the LAPD. It is my privilege to practice in the city and to represent members of the LAPD who are proud union members who give their lives to provide service to the city, as my client did. I am concerned that the council was not presented with accurate information in the budget committee meeting on Wednesday, which caused the strange and unprecedented rejection of the settlement agreement. I heard the matter described by the clerk as the plaintiff's settlement proposal. That's not accurate. This is a signed settlement agreement. My client relied in good faith on the word of Scott Marcus, the civil division chief, and Annette Freeman, the supervisor of the city attorney's office. We vacated our trial date 2 weeks before trial in reliance on their word. After 3.5 years of waiting, my client has stage 4 metastatic cancer. He might not get another trial date. This is Lucy and the football. I don't think it's the right way to treat union members who gave their entire lives to the city. I ask that you re-agendize it and take it up again.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sorry, whoever is shouting out in the back of the chambers, you cannot disrupt other public speakers. You cannot disrupt this meeting or you will be removed. Now, I've already given multiple warnings, so Sergeant, any further disruption, we're going to have to address. Next speaker.
Mr. Herman, which items would you like to speak on? No?
No, your time is starting now.
Start my time. It's a pattern of practice that you all discriminate against me and other individuals.
Okay, so general public comment then?
Item number 1, sir. And that
Item number 1 is not open for public comment. It's being continued.
Well, okay.
There's a sneaky little trick.
21, sir, is it continued?
Which item?
21, is it discontinued?
Please go ahead.
Before? Yeah, let's do 21. Retard. Communication by Alex Johnson, the Ethics Commission. Does he have any teen or kitty porn? No. So the President Pro Tempore, Alex Johnson, of the City Ethics Commission, his job is ending 2029, so we need to recuperate some other asshole to fill in that shoe. Look at number 30 tweet. Can I go to 23, Drew?
No. So let's send you to general at this point because you.
Well, you white motherfucker. How dare you insult saying that again and again? You're being disruptive. I will put as many fucking names, as many fucking names, and as many fucking acronyms, as many fucking numbers, as many fucking times on a kiosk because till you take me to court and tell the judge why I put myself as Rabbi Cunt, then you can explain to the judge why. Stop taking away my First Amendment rights. Stop attacking the constitutional rights of the citizens here just because you find it disruptive. The one lady had a little mental health problem. It's no big fucking deal, asshole. That's the reason why I call you an asshole. Because you look like an asshole, you smell like an asshole, and you treat people like an asshole. So for the record, 42 USC 1983, fuck you. Thank you. One ya.
Okay, your time's expired. Sit down and be quiet. And brief response. I will make the determination of what's disruptive of this meeting. A judge will not. If you have a problem with that, go ahead and file your lawsuit. In the meantime, I will kick you out every time you disrupt this meeting.
Mr. Spindler. Which item did you want to sign up for?
Yes, asshole. All the other fucking items is general comment.
You have 3 minutes for items 5, 8, 20, 21, followed by the general.
You gotta go to 5. Oh, 5A? Okay, I didn't know that. Let's see, number 5 here. It's the city succession planning. Yes. Succeeding to whom? Yes, and for the record, that's how you say it. Yes, this proper grammar is very important. Audits and hiring the city's succession. For the personnel department with too many DEI hires fucking everything up in this city left and right and center. So I think the succession plan should be to hire actually qualified
wrote his comment down.
irrespective of their nationality, and whether they suck a cock or not. They should be able to apply equally for these fucking jobs and succeed and do the things that you need to do. And then we get to that no good bastard, the Home Depot buckethead at number 20. That large head wants to do a $4 million compensation increase to recycle shit? Holy fucking shit! Doesn't this council know? None of them paying attention, which is good.
Oh.
Note that FBI agent. That they have just given a state grant for recycling from the fucking governor's office. So literally there's going to be 84 grants given for recycling. Oh, hold on. This lady wants to comment. Yes. And again, Heather, you see, when you disrupted your white, you get one warning for the record. They're not,
You want to go to general public comment or speak to the agenda?
yes, sir, yes. And then 20,
General public comment.
Whoa.
no, I said 21, down. So now, Alex Johnson to the City Ethics Commission. Let's see here. Where's Mr. Park? Yes, where is that John Lee? He's there. Okay, so I'm understanding this correctly, Mr. City Attorney. John Lee, who's facing ethics charges, is going to vote on item number 21. And that's not a conflict. I just want to understand that. So we'll add that to Mr. Popple's bar complaint. Yes, if you sued a dumb asshole, how the fuck can you vote for somebody that's going to be judging your trial? How about that, Bob? I mean, I can understand John Lee. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. It's kind of 20 years of federal prison to play the game with the feds. I get it. He's doing the fed dance. The fed dance. You know, I get that. The rest of you criminals, especially Kurt, I just don't want to vote on that item. I say vote fuck no. And now we get to the general comment. Yes, oh yes. The man who should have a cooperation agreement with the Fed and will not pay is fine. Today, we dedicate this meeting to Jose Luis Huizar, who will be going up to law class for the next 13 fucking years for stealing inside this room. Let's give him a hand. Yes, Mr. Huizar in a handbag in Guanajuato, Mexico, 1969. Came to this country, a poor man, illegally crossing the border as a child. Falling for citizenship, going to Berkeley, going to UCLA, to learn to steal millions of dollars from the Chinese government. Amen. And may I say to everybody, I hope you one day can steal like these people and not get caught. And by the way,
funny,
fuck
dude.
you, fuck.
All right,
He's
your time
so
has
funny.
expired. Sit down and be quiet. Next speaker.
Sit down and be quiet. That's a response. You're not allowed to.
You signed up under what you want to speak on.
Yes, hi. I'm Shelby Love. I'm a traveling people. I'm representing the TLC Trash Life Cycle, ATO, for Autonomous Drivers Organization. And I want to say that on July 19, 2024, marked our 2 years of cleaning up and about the midnight bushes. It spiraled into a lot of areas of the city, so we cleaned the city a lot more cleaner. Other applicants jumped onto the bandwagon and we're getting more stuff. I'm under I feel what the training talking about the project of together, and the other about the not sure about what things so we can clean up about the last good stuff that we do. As trash life cycle will take better trash from the surrounding areas. We organize it, clean it, package it, and have it available for distribution to people in the area so that they can come. In exchange of getting services, have them clean up the area, basically, so that they can get in and clean up in the area that we got these items that we have.
Thank you, speaker. Thank you very much. Okay, that's the last speaker here at the council chambers. So we'll go next to the phone. First caller, please.
The host would like you to unmute your microphone. You can press zero. You are unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Sure can. Which items for general public comment would you like to speak on?
Yes, I'd like to speak on general public comment. This is Estella with Gadfly Herald. Thank you.
Okay, please go ahead. You have a minute.
Regarding the policy titled Proof of Full Vaccination with a COVID Vaccine Required to Enter Certain Public Locations, a sunset is not enough. We the people demand redress to the grievances caused by these unconstitutional and illegal ordinances. There was a presentation for Labor Day in celebration of LA workers' rights. Yet there are still discriminatory COVID vaccine-proof policies on the books today. How many Los Angeles workers were fired due to these unconstitutional modern segregation policies? We the people will not forget being turned away from the city hall. Due to these discriminatory policies. We the people will not forget being told we are not allowed to go to school or work due to these discriminatory policies. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
You are muted.
Speaker with the last four digits, 9519. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, so we're going to pause the live stream here.
Yes, my name is Jason, and I'm a smoke and scan viewer.
Hi. So, would you like to speak on one of the items or general public comment?
What items are available there? Pumpkin Ed.
The items are items 5, 8, 20, and 21.
Your hand has been raised.
Cool. Let me get all available items and then
Your
I'll
hand
comment.
has been.
So,
Okay.
you have 3 minutes.
So I lowered my
followed
hand, so
by
now he's
a
not going to
general. Please begin.
talk.
So that's actually mighty wide, sir. Anyway, so the other day I was down on Figure.
So we're going to listen. I just want to hear mine. I want to make sure, because it confused me at one point. So it did cut out for a second. Okay.
4 digits.
So we lost a couple speakers.
Please unmute yourself.
Yes, Eric Brevin would like to speak on the available items and a general public comment. And I'd like you to take note that growth is absent.
So, you have 3 minutes for items 5, 8, 20, and 21, followed by a minute for general. Please begin.
Okay, I'll start with 21 because I remember Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson was a not-for-profit leader.
Got Eric Criven now.
In the sense that, like Marquise Eric Lewis, he was in the orbit of Mr. Ridley Thomas. His career is distinguished for being very close in step with that group. Who Holly Mitchell. I mean, it's a great political bloc. And in the New York Times yesterday, they had a big article about corruption in California, mainly focusing on PSAR and downtown Los Angeles City Council. And what was not said was as powerful as what was said. How is it possible that Bloomington, Krikorian, Price, John Lee all managed to evade indictment when Englander, Mr. Ridley Thomas, and obviously PSAR, and who knows what's coming in the future. So to put Alex Johnson right up in there on the ethics commission is exactly what we don't need. And we remember as we hold hands.
Okay, we can move on to your next item.
Remember the shameful work. Sure. Okay, let me go on to the next item.
Trying to interrupt.
The port item is, I was just studying it now. Wow, we're increasing the minimum guarantee substantially from 3.9 to 2.4. So well done. Very, very nicely done. And let's hope that we can clean up the port, because if you remember today on Labor Day, so many of the hardworking Teamsters, longshoremen, the very moving presentations from Labor today. But what about yesterday, Corey? And what about all those truck drivers who come down to this very hall that have only been frozen out and treated like terrible? Can't we get that guy, Soroka, down here to give a first-class presentation? I am so tired of these council members yammering on and on and on, listening to one another. So, general. Yeah, I think we're going to go to general now. Senator for the general public council. Thank you. Yeah, 1 minute. Prop K does not stand for Corey. Yesterday at Beaman Park, where recruiting his team full of little elves did a terrible thing by allowing, despite known opposition and pretending it'll never be funded, they got it funded. And now they're going to put a giant city structure on Labor Day into our last remaining open space in Studio City. Yaroslavsky, wake up. Please call Dad. And also, the whole Studio City is under siege by the same political partners, by a different group, Mr. Ricky Thomas and Alex Johnson. This is Paul Sapori and Margaret Westlake. And the neighbors who turn their back on the public do rubber stamp, like Lisa Karajian and the guy who's related to Tamar Gollison and this little LV knock that pretended that this was a great idea, even though the people were there saying, what? It's crazy. You're not going to do that. You're not going to build a giant structure in our open park, are you? Are you?
Thank you, Mr. President. Next speaker.
Caller with the last 4 digits, 3784. Please unmute yourself.
I will speak to all items of general comment. Which items are open?
Okay, speakers, you have 3 minutes for items 5, 8, 20, and 21, followed by the minute of general. Please go ahead.
Can you repeat it? The thing cut off while you're saying it.
If you can hear me, speakers, you have 3 minutes for items 5, 8, 20, and 21, followed by a minute for general. Please begin.
The 5 is related to the city's succession planning, kind of the retirement payments and such. I hope that the city can maybe eliminate paying employees their retirement payments while they're still employees of the city. City employees retire and then they come back and they get their city retirement employment benefits while also getting their salary. Kind of like the former police chief Michael Moore got. He was getting his retirement payments while getting his lavish chief of police salary. That's kind of bad. We have item 8 that's related to the supplemental police account expenditure plan. That's not good. They're spending too much money. They're getting
You can see how these people don't even pay attention. Look at this.
Now let's move on to item number.
How can they get mad at someone for disrupting a meeting? Y'all are disrupting the meeting. Look at that. Not even paying attention. Some people are not even in the room.
Campaign term with a notorious amount of
ridiculous.
Losses. All their candidates lose. That's not. But I mean, it's kind of the Alex Johnson seems like kind of a weak choice.
We've been live for 2 hours, and we've been on the phone for 1 hour and 42 seconds, 32 minutes. Insane.
Nominated Jamie York, and you didn't like her because she holds you accountable if you voted against her in a really unethical way. So, you should point people who are really good on ethics and that kind of stuff to the commission. All right, let's go to general public comments.
Okay, please begin.
I was wondering why the city keeps trying to prevent journalist Alexis Oliver Ray from documenting encampment sweeps why the city keeps, LAPD keeps trying to prevent them from documenting the campus sweeps as this is, and he has a right to document them as a member of the press, but the city keeps trying to illegally prevent him from documenting those sweeps. The city loves trying to prevent people documenting or seeing what goes on with LAPD violating people's rights and such. You know how when the LAPD removes people from meetings, you have changed the camera feed so that people can't actually see the LAPD officers removing people from the meetings? That should be on camera. The public should be able to see what they're doing. Kevin De Leon needs to resign. Paul, stop gleefully, welcoming him on the council. You're being so gleeful when you talk about him. So, you just love him. And he needs to go. He needs to go.
Thank you. Your time to expire. Next caller, please.
Calling with the last 4 digits, 7255. Please unmute yourself.
This is Richard Serrano, Smoking Scan. Thank you for the support. All items in public comment. I'm going to start with 5.
Please go ahead.
And going on to 8, 20, and 21. So, with that being said, when you got people double dipping and coming back and making more or less time served, this is why the city council is in the position it is. You can shake your head, but you don't do the work. To the attorney, these people come back and they double dip. You only have to be there 13 days out of the month to get their salary. But since you don't figure that out because you're sitting on the desk, we go back to the same thing with Emilio Padilla. Don't ever put yourself on the workforce. Ever. You've never picked up the trash like a sanitation worker because you represented a union. 8, LAPD. Mission Division has 3 people that are going to be indicted.
Speaker, could you move on to the next item, please?
I just said 8.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, not paying attention.
You are sorry.
Speak to the item. Don't argue with the city attorney.
Well, don't respond to me. Don't rebuttal.
You're going to go to
City number 8. No, number 8. Number 8. LAPD Mission Division, 3 officers going to be indicted for criminal charges, again, pending against LAPD for stealing from the people they were arresting. That's why we have no response in the Valley. I know Studio City and Encino, Mr. Paul Krikorian, might be exempt to that kind of stuff. But here we go, Rampart Division all over again. You understand why I'm upset? I got a city councilman about to turn himself in for 13 years because you guys don't know how to act. And you guys get upset to me because I bring it to light. Mr. Hernandez, I talked to Norm from Langard's Deli. And if we... No, we can go to... Okay, let's go to 2021.
Go ahead.
My point being, you know what, public comment. Mr. Hernandez, please listen in. If you do a farmer's market on Wilshire Boulevard, instead of putting a pitch, a soccer field, in the middle of MacArthur Park, Norm and Lingers might be reclaimed. I just said public comment. Jeff, how many times do you have to interrupt the public?
I'm sorry, Speaker. Please continue. We'll give you a minute on the clock.
Okay? Again, Norm from Langard might be inclined to stay open. If Ms. Hernandez decides to take the vendors off the sidewalks and make it like what the white people call a farmer's market, or the Latinos call a swap meet. Get all those vendors off the street onto Wilshire Boulevard that she's about to close up anyway. She wants to put a soccer field up there, a pitch. I already talked to him direct. It's not an idealism. It's something that can help the community. I gain nothing. I live in the Valley, not in LA. But like Emilio Padilla, like she asked me, why am I concerned? Because my borders don't
This
stop
guy's
at the
awesome.
state. It's the city of LA I care about.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Smoke and scan again. You before in the again. Man, Candido, Vegas, Güero, thank you guys, man. I wish the rest of the city would listen in.
All right, next caller, please.
Hell yeah.
Caller with the last four digits.
Good job, speaker.
350. Please unmute yourself.
That was great.
Good afternoon, Pablo. It's Rob Kwan. I'd like to speak on item.
I think that'll be our highlight of the day, you guys.
Public comment.
Okay, so you can speak on 21. 28 is not open for public comment. They can speak on it and open. So we'll give you a minute for 21 and a minute for general. Please begin.
Thank you. I can't really see from here, but it looks like we might be shy of quorum, but I'm not there in person. Is anybody there? Take a count. Sure. So for item number 21, Commissioner Johnson, last year he was up for appointment, and most of my concerns, almost all of them, were with the council and the politicization of appointments to the Ethics Commission, the inconsistent treatment of appointees. There was some mild concern about the optics of being with Bryce and Gillette, but people should know that not long after he was appointed to the Ethics Commission, he left that firm. And as a commissioner, has genuinely done a great job in getting up to speed, being very present, vigilant, and participating in meetings. They've had a ton of enforcement actions, including one with Les Moonves, and that was LAPD's Corey Palka that was misusing his position, as our corrupt LAPD often does. And they fought to make sure we got a full fine. Now, I think Pablo might have sued me by general public comment. Is that correct?
Yes, you're in general.
So item 28, that's regarding Nelly Corrado. Your LAPD lit up a Trader Joe's, a crowded one. I used to
That's what the item is?
They would have, any time of the day, they would have like 10 or 12 registered filled with people. And an innocent manager at work doing labor, as you all want to talk about, was killed because they were just flagrantly firing into a store filled with the public because they don't give a shit about the public. And as much pain as they put that family through, they went through 6 years of torture because of our elected officials, our city attorney.
Thank you. Your time has expired. That will close public comment on all agenda items and close general public comment. So, Madam Clerk, can we move next to items 21 and 33? Oh, I'm sorry. Item 21. Yeah, item 21 is now before us. So, on that item, if there's no members wishing to be heard, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
Thank you. Item 33, I would move that we note and file item 33. Okay, can I get a second on noting and filing 33, please? Oh, thank you, Councilmember Hyde. So the motion before us is to note and file item 33 as the report was informational. That is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
Thank you. That'll take us next to item number 5, which was amended by motion of Councilmember Blumenfield and Mr. McCosker. So item 5, as amended, is now before us. I see no members wishing to be heard. So let's go ahead and on that item.
That was a good public comment right there. That was a great session. Hot.
13 ayes.
Steamy.
That will take us next to item number
Okay.
8, which
Alrighty, guys, we're gonna close this out. That is pretty much the end of the LA City Council meeting 8/30/2024. We are at 2 hours and 20 minutes, guys. That's insane. So I really thank you for tuning in. Great for archive purposes, and we're going to be posting some clips for our highlights of the Public City Council for today. Thank you, Gadflies. This is Gadfly Herald. Follow me on Substack, Twitter, and of course, subscribe on YouTube. Gadfly Herald. Thank you very much.